Today, I'm going to be talking to you about gun control. Gun control has been a really hot topic lately on our nation due to the Second Amendment and what its rights are really supposed to be about. What is the entitlement for an American, and what weapons are they allowed to own, and what are they not allowed to own? And in this video, I hope to answer all of your questions. For one, the Second Amendment was part of the Constitution, and it states that every citizen has the right to bear arms. Now, there's a lot of controversy about what the Second Amendment may mean when they say that, because it was written so long ago. And that's one of the points I plan to cover in this little video that I'm making. Gun control in its basis is simply that. It's control on guns so that, people cannot use them to harm each other. But the fact is it's a policy. And all it's going to do is it's going to enforce that on the law-abiding citizens, whereas those who don't abide by the rules, it's going to be quite easy for them to get a hold of whatever sort of weapon they really want to. There's going to be things like gun running and things like that if we were to, impose gun control. Basically, all that gun control would take away from is it would take away the firearms and basically an even playing field that we have. One of the big things that are getting people to really, really want gun control is the fact that there's been a lot of, school shootings, things like that. Things that are really quite sobering and tragic. And gun control, I can see where the proponents of this, the people that want gun control, are coming from. But after doing a little digging myself, I found that gun control's not going to be the best option. Because for one point, when police intervene in a school shooting or anything like that, mall shooting, public shooting of any way, shape, or form, the average deaths of civilians in that shooting is 14.3. 14.3 average deaths. Now, when there's a civilian in there that's also armed, that perhaps a concealed carry holder, something of that nature, the average death toll is put down to 1.3, which that is a huge difference. And that's why I believe that, instead of just getting rid of all sorts of weapons, we should just educate people more. Education is the tool. If you just simply educate people on how the firearm is meant to work, show them that it's not something to be deathly afraid of, and that it's a tool like all the rest. I mean, we're not going to start doing knife bans, are we? Because, well, that'd get real ridiculous really quickly. The thing is people are going to kill people whether they want to or not. They'll find a way, even if there's not guns. So you have to, just education is the key. And for concealed carry, the amount of people that commit crimes that hold their concealed carry permit license, in any crime at all, the average amount is 0.8% of concealed carry holders actually commit any sort of notable crime, any felony. So, once again, there's education showing the value that it has for if you're using the firearm properly and you're educated about it. Another thing that I found in my research is that the correlation between crimes that are committed successfully and gun bans, the correlation is quite shocking, actually. Washington, D.C., for example, is a wonderful example. They've had a gun ban for quite a while in their state, or their district, and you'd be astounded to see the rate of crime in Washington, D.C., and I am going to actually show you some graphs that I found in my research on my 8. The red line is Florida, and the blue dotted line is the United States average. And this is when Florida had a ban on their guns. You didn't have a right to carry, so that meant no concealed carry, anything like that. So basically, if you went out in public, you had no sort of firearm with you. But the bad guys, since they're not worried about a little misdemeanor fine if they're going to go commit a felony offense, they could go out and do whatever they wanted, really. So, as you can see here, the graph it spikes pretty badly. And as you get here, this special little thing here called Florida Right to Carry law, that means that all of a sudden Florida decided, wow, our murder rates are really going up. We need to get them back down. So they gave the citizens the right to carry their firearms. And what this did is, well, as you can see on this graph, the murder rates went back down to a healthy average with the rest of the nation. And that is because the citizens had the right to defend themselves when they found themselves in a situation that required action.